Listen to me, sis. You do not need $1 million marketing funnel to build a business that pays you well. What you do need is clarity, alignment, and a smart business model that fits where you are in this season. Not someone else's idea of success, because you've got to define that for yourself. No one else can do that for you. Whatever it is you envision in your mind, whatever is sitting in your soul and your heart, those things need to talk to each other, right? And be in alignment. Nobody can decide that for you. So let me show you today in this episode 3 business model online business models, specifically for online businesses, service providers, right? So if you're an expert, a coach, a consultant, some sort of service provider in the online space, or wanting to start a business or grow a business in the online space, this video will be for you. This will be specifically business models that can actually set you free without tech stress, okay? Even if you're a solopreneur, you don't have a team yet, you don't have the time, you're starved for time, especially if you're in the corporate arena, you're already operating a business in burnout, okay? And it doesn't require 12-hour launch days, all right? So here's the thing. If you are a woman over 40, high-achieving woman, entrepreneur, and you're trying to figure out how to finally make your exit from that toxic job or that career or that business that you've outgrown, because none of those things are no longer serving you, right? They are no longer serving you, and you want out. This video is for you. A lot of women, by the way, that I work with specifically are successful on paper. They are successful women, right? And in a lot of different aspects of their life, in fact. They're driven, they're ambitious, they're passionate, but they're overwhelmed, overcommitted, overburdened by all of the online noise, the marketing madness, right? All of that confusion and confusion that they need clarity about, the building blocks of business. Sometimes we got to go back to basics and start at square one, especially in our rebuilding phase. So if that speaks to you, then trust me when I tell you, you do not need to be tech savvy. You don't need to be a tech wizard or a tech guru. You don't need to have a massive audience or a large following. You don't need to be on all the social media accounts. You need the right business model that works for your life and the season you're in, with your gifts and your goals, period. That's it. That's all you need, okay? It's about you. So 3 business models that work, especially for women over 40, okay? Because we are in a category of our own, hunty, okay? Right? I want you, this is where you're going to take out your notes, and you're either going to take notes now, or you're going to come back and rewatch this video and jot this down. What I'm going to discuss is so each business model is going to include 4 things: who it's for, who it's best for, what it looks like, how it creates revenue, okay, and common mistakes to avoid. Got it? Who it's best for, what it looks like, how it creates revenue, and the common mistakes to avoid. Okay? So keep that in mind as we're going through these. I'm going to go through them pretty quickly so we can get you in and out of here and get you well on your way. The first business model is for service-based consulting and coaching. Okay? That's, for me, that's always going to be the lowest hanging fruit. Why? Because you already have the expertise, especially if you're coming from corporate America, like many of us are. And the women that I work with specifically have been in corporate America. You have been established. You have, you're a professional. You've done all the things. You've worn all the hats. You've learned a trade. You went to school. You invested in yourself. You know what you know, and you've been doing it for quite a long time. Okay. So this is best for experts, coaches, consultants, former executives, doctors, nurses, lawyers, therapists, any professional that you're an expert in your specific industry and you have lived experience and or leadership skills. Okay, that's a plus. Not everybody has necessarily been in a leadership role, but if you've been an independent contributor and or in a leadership role, be it mid-level management, upper management, or what have you, this is a good fit for you. You're not starting from scratch is the reason why. Again, you've already done the work, right? You're already a seasoned professional. You already have the education, the background, the expertise that you need to get started right now. That's why I'm saying it's the lowest hanging fruit. So you're packaging up all of that information, the knowledge you have and what you know into a transformative or transformational package, if you will. Okay. It's a low startup cost. It's high impact. It's high ROI. I'm going to say ROI. I've been recording videos all day, girl. Hang on. ROI, return on investment. It would not come out of my mouth. Okay. Low startup cost, low overhead. Okay. High impact and high ROI, return on investment. You got me? Some examples are super simple: clarity calls, strategy sessions, VIP days, 30-day intensive boot camps, and what have you. Like, those are just to name a few. Okay. Here's the mistake that women do make. They are overstuffing their offer and undercharging. They're giving too much for too little, right? Too much for too little. You don't need to do that, because in fact, the women that are the people who typically work for you or work with you, you work with, as in my case, are busy professionals. The last thing they want more of is a bunch of other stuff, right? That's going to overwhelm them and overcommit them and overburden them any more than they already are. So you don't want to do that. People are coming to you to get a quick win. A deeper transformation, yes, but in a, if you can save them time or money or heartache and heartbreak and all of that kind of thing, that's where you're going to win. You don't need to give them a bunch of things at one time. Besides, you want to keep them coming back. So once you give them the first result, then you are going to create another good problem to have. So they'll come back and work with you more, and you can take them to the next milestone. So you don't want to give too much. You want to solve a specific problem that they have, all right? That's uniquely designed for them. Okay. Model number 2, that was one. Model number 2 is digital education and digital products, digital assets. Okay. So this is best for teachers, educators, okay, trainers, creatives, thought leaders. You can sell eBooks. I know you done heard that a million quadrillion times, or an e-course, digital guides, right? Quick start guides, templates, mini courses. Those are just a few. I have a whole 2 to 3 pages worth of things you can literally sell as a digital asset, by the way. Okay, so I know these are some of the most common that you hear, but believe me, we can get really creative. Okay, if you're interested in learning more about that, let me know. But this is going to be you focusing on helping people solve a specific problem very quickly. Okay. With the coaching and consulting that we just talked about, that's a deeper transformation. But digital assets, that's just there on demand, readily available and accessible to the individuals you're called to serve to get them a very quick win. Okay. An example would be so you can make, as far as the revenue, 1 to 5K in general. Okay. I mean, it can vary, obviously, right? And it can fluctuate depending on what you're selling. But with one good evergreen product, you can make from 1 to 5K a month with one evergreen product. For example, my $97 virtual event that I did a couple years back, plan, position, and profit. Okay. How to make, I'm trying to remember the exact title of it, but how to make content with cash, or how to create content, I'm trying to think of the exact title. I'm going to drop it in so you guys can just take a look. Darn, it's like right there at the tip of my tongue, right there in my mind, and I can't spit it out. But anyways, Plan, Position, and Profit is the actual virtual summit that I did. Okay, virtual event. Did it live. That sold out. Ran the replay. Put that out there in the universe. It was $47 when I did it live. And then I resold it, reselling it to this day for $97. I haven't raised the price on it, but people are getting great results from it. A quick win. It's like a 3-hour, 2.5 to 3 hour virtual event. And that went over well. So when I say that one evergreen product that was from a couple years back, that is still to this day, 2025, as I am recording this video, doing well for me. And I have others as well, but that's just one example. And it's going to come to me, I'm sure, the exact name of how I titled it, right? Because the reason why I wanted to share the title with you is because it's something that everybody, well, the women that I serve, what they needed at the time, and obviously what they still need, right? Okay, it's going to come to me, and I'm going to, like I said, drop it in the pinned comment because it's going to bother me. Because as soon as I get off this live or of this video, stop recording, I'll be like, darn it, that's the name of it. So I'll make sure I have that for you in case you're interested. Okay, the mistake that women make when they are selling digital products is that they're thinking that they need fancy software, and you don't. Okay, and a giant launch, and you do not for a digital asset. In fact, you don't even need to get on a call with anybody for a digital asset the way you might have to for a coaching and consulting online business. Okay, if you use my Kiss It model or my Kiss It formula or secret sauce or framework, keep it super simple. That's it. That's all. Okay, that's all. You don't need anything else. Keep it super simple. That is exactly what we need in this case. It is a digital product. Like, it just needs to be available for the people who need it so they can pay for it, download it, and then get a quick result. That's it. So don't make the mistake of thinking you need all these complicated things, strategies, software, fancy stuff. Like, you don't. Okay, trust me. And you definitely don't need a giant launch, girl. No, don't waste your time and energy on that. Model number 3. Okay, hybrid membership and communities. Hybrid membership and communities. So that's best for connectors, nurturers, right? Community builders. This is good for recurring revenue. Monthly recurring revenue, MRR. This gives you a peace of mind because it's great for those who love engaging, who love building community, who love and want the freedom and the flexibility. Okay. Yes, there is churn in memberships, but if you have other, if you do decide to add on, say, the coaching and consulting piece, then the monthly recurring revenue, although, the revenue will fluctuate, it's still predictable income. Okay. And again, it doesn't even require a lot of your time, and it doesn't require you to keep launching. So you don't have to go through that launch cycle. All right. Then, and an example of that, just really quickly. So you can do this in Facebook, right? Like if you have a Facebook group, I have a free Facebook group right now, but you could do a paid Facebook group, free Facebook group, or off of the platform of someone else's platform altogether and purchase or pay for your own house, right? Because what you're doing on social media is, that's borrowed. You're building your house in somebody else's land. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are building your own land and putting your house on top of that land. So the best thing to do is to get into a community that you actually pay monthly for or annually, whichever, whatever's best for you. But school would be an example of that. Okay. In fact, I'm building out a membership. I'll be launching that soon. I put that on hold, but right now you can get on my wait list for when I actually do put it out there, and you'll be the first notified. So you'll be on my wait list. But I have a really big announcement and a very, very special gift for you if you get on the wait list now. So when I launch it, it's only going to be applicable, by the way, this surprise, this big old announcement. It will only be applicable to the first maybe 50-ish people who follow my instructions when I do finally announce it. Okay. Anyhow, just wanted to put that out there. But school is where my platform is the platform I'm going to use. But there are a lot out there, right? There's Mighty Networks, there's Circle, there's School, there's, like I said, you can, there's a lot. Just, do your homework, do your due diligence, and you can figure it out. You're just looking for really good communities. Okay. So, but you have your group, right? You have your monthly Q&A. You can have many trainings in there. You can invite guest speakers. Like, there's so much you can do. Whether it's a free or paid membership, you can still sell whatever your other products and services are and whatever merch you have and that sort of thing within the group. It's all housed in one. It's like your central hub, if you will. Okay. So that's something that you can do. That was the third model. Oh, and the mistake that women make is overcomplicating your delivery. Don't do that. Okay. And not knowing your niche. Okay. I have a whole video, by the way, talking more about niche marketing and why that's important. But I also have another video I just recorded that will be dropping probably the day before this one, where I'm also talking to you if you are, sharing what you can do if you are a multi-talented, multi-passionate woman over 40, right? As many of us are, and how you can actually combine all of your interests and your passions and your skill set and expertise and all of those things into one offer. So you'll want to watch that if that's you. Okay. So watch either video or watch both. Niche marketing, so you get a better understanding on a deeper level of what that's like, or watch the video that should have dropped by the time you watch this one yesterday. That is more or less about, multi-passionate individuals like yourself. Okay. So here's a reminder for you. You don't need, because I named 3 models. Yes. Okay. You don't need to do all 3 at the same time. In fact, you don't need to choose all 3 ever if you don't want to. They all work and they all work well. They all the ways work if you work them. Okay. Choose one. Choose one for now that fits your lifestyle, that fits your energy, your time, your vision, right? Because you can always expand. You can always branch out. You can always do more. We just need to set the foundation. You understand? Okay. So if you're getting what I'm giving and you love these gems I'm dropping, before we get into the next thing, let's get this discussion popping. All right. Let's talk about what's hitting home for you so far. What's resonating? What are you feeling now that I've shared these business models with you? Was there an aha moment? Share that below so we can continue this dialogue beyond this video. And of course, if you're getting value from this video or any of my episodes or any of my content on my page so far, and you want to be a part of my tribe and you're feeling my vibe, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell. Why? So you don't miss a single episode whenever I go live or drop new content. Okay. So I want you to remember this. I know all too well what it feels like to be successful on the outside, but silently struggling on the inside. Okay. You want freedom, but you're afraid of making mistakes because you've made many. You've done a lot of DIY and trial and error. You've had a lot of trials and tribulations. You've been burned. You might have some coach hurt, right? You've done all the course hopping and the course hoarding and or coach hopping and the course hoarding. You've done all the things. Some of it may have worked, maybe some didn't, maybe none of it's worked so far. And you're like just really burnt out because every time you think that you're ready to take action, something drags you back to survival mode. I don't know exactly what that is for you specifically, but I'm willing to bet it's something along the lines of what I've already talked to you about. Or maybe it's the fact that you're just doing too much, right? and getting too little back. We are a part of the sandwich generations, we Gen Xers. So you are shouldering the responsibilities of your own household while you are perhaps working a 9 to 5, a corporate career that's draining you. Or you have your toe in the door of corporate still and a toe out and into your business. So you're doing both, a parallelpreneur. Maybe you're a solopreneur working solely in the business, but by yourself without a team. And you don't know all the tech, and it is overwhelming because the online space is just different, right? And or you are at a point where you're in the growth and development phase and you're trying to scale your business, but you're burnt the hell out. Wherever you are in the journey, I'm telling you right now that if you just change to a business model that is in alignment with your core values, and again, that honors your time, that protects your peace, that preserves your energy, that allows you to reclaim your power, give you the control back, put you in a strong position to make bigger profits and enjoy the pleasures of life, I promise you, choose one of these business models and align it to who you are now, not then. You'll be winning. Okay, this is your winning season. So don't let whatever you're going through right now drag you back to survival mode, because we want to get out of survival mode and literally thrive. Okay, but what if this was your moment to choose freedom and clarity, to build a business around your life, not the other way around? Because oftentimes we're in the weeds, we jump all in to win this thing, and before we know it, we're like, damn, not only am I all the way in it, okay, but I ain't winning right now, and I have built my life around my business instead of my business around my life. So if that's you, I want to talk to you really quickly about what transformation can look like for you in the next 30 days, because inside of my 30-day group coaching program, which is the Legacy Leaders Lab, my signature premium priced flagship offer, I am going to help you in the next 30 days go from overwhelmed, the overcommitted, the overburdened factory, okay, from an unclear ideas perhaps, again, from a burnt out business to your breakthrough, right, to an aligned CEO, because your business deserves your breakthrough, not your burnt out parts and pieces. You understand what I'm saying? So if you can go to a business model that aligns with that and with who you are now and with where it is you want to be ultimately, one that actually matches your life and your lifestyle, your first class life, girl, okay? We ain't talking about no other kind. And your vision. I want you to hop on a clarity call with me, a freedom and focus clarity call, so you can stop spinning in confusion, spinning your wheels and going nowhere fast, burning out. Okay, I want you to start moving in confidence, and that starts with clarity, because we need to map out your aligned next best move. We need to build your aligned offers, your exit strategy if you are still in corporate, okay, for clear direction. That's what you need. You need clear direction. You need solid business foundation. You need peace of mind. You need personalized support. You need a community, a sisterhood, all of that, and then some. So book your freedom and focus clarity call with me. This is a 50-minute soul-aligned strategy session. And in that, we are going to uncover where you're stuck. We're going to map out your exit plan. We're going to identify your most aligned next best move so you can breathe again. Okay? So if that sounds good and you're a fast action taker and a solid decision maker, book your call and join me. And from the day of that call, over the next 40 days, if you decide to join, we'll get you enrolled. And if you pay in full, I'm going to give you the credit for the call, the clarity call, towards the program. I'm doing this for a limited amount of time, for a limited number of people. I'm not taking any more than 10 max, maybe 8 to 10 in my cohort. Okay. So get in where you fit in so that we can go ahead and get you on your freedom path and build your freedom business and your legacy. There's a reason your spirit keeps nudging you to make a move. So bust a move, okay? You already know what it isn't. So let's go ahead and map out what it is. You feel me? All right. Now, that is my time. I'm going to tune out while you tune in. Be sure to share this video out with at least 3 friends and watch the next video that YouTube recommends. As always, and until next time, I am wholeheartedly in this journey with you. Bye for now.